Es un verdadero privilegio presentarles al líder mundial en la batalla contra el calentamiento global, al honorable ex vicepresidente de los Estados Unidos, Al Gore.
Gracias. 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 The Dominican Republic has long had a natural pattern that features periodic floods and periodic droughts. The scientists tell us that global warming will make the floods worse and will make the droughts worse. For a long time, the scientists have predicted that one major consequence of global warming is that the amount of rainfall that comes in one-time large storms goes up, so that now we have these enormous downpours around the world. We need to stop this dependence on oil and coal for lots of reasons. The demand for oil in China and India is growing far more rapidly than the discovery of new reserves. So the price is going to go up. We know this. And yet we have so much solar energy and wind energy and advanced biofuels and other sources. Wind energy. For the last 3 years, the largest new source of electricity in the United States was from wind. Each of the last 3 years. More than from nuclear, more than from oil, more than from gas, more than from coal. This is one you may not have heard about. Enhanced geothermal energy. With advanced drilling techniques, it's possible to go down to the areas with hot rocks, pump water down, bring it back up as steam, and turn the electric turbine. If they live in a world, partway through this century, where all of the coral reefs of the Caribbean are dead, and the desertification trend has led to the collapse of sustainable agriculture in too many locations. If they live in a world where the North Polar ice cap is gone and Antarctica and Greenland are melting and the seas are rising, generating hundreds of millions of climate refugees, destabilizing developing countries, leading to more chaos and bloodshed in the world, the failure of governance in developing countries, tropical diseases ravaging areas that have never experienced them before, super hurricanes and super typhoons, giant floods, deeper droughts. If they live in a world with the catastrophes that have been predicted and warned about by the scientists for decades now, they would be justified in looking back at us and asking, what were you thinking? What led you to believe it was safe to just ignore all that? Because it was complicated? What about us? Didn't you care? But if that next generation lives in a world that is in renewal, with tens of millions of new jobs being created, transforming sustainable agriculture, sustainable forestry, retrofitting buildings and structures, making businesses and industries more efficient, putting tens of millions of people to work with solar energy and wind energy and geothermal energy and advanced biofuels and the other new sustainable sources that can transform our global economy. If they have hope in their hearts, and if they look at their own children and feel that their lives are going to be better still, I want them to look back at us in our time and ask, how did you find the moral courage to shake off the lethargy, rise up, and solve a crisis that so many said was impossible to solve? And part of the answer will be that in Santo Domingo, in November of 2010, leaders from across this society, civic and business and political leaders, came together and became part of a movement to make political will a renewable resource. Muchas gracias. Thank you.
Al Gore, que se lleve la impresión dominicana del calor humano.
Gracias. Gracias. Gracias.